Wanna watch it all fall apart. Every time I walk, I watch. I look, I notice, I observe, I read the signs. And the signs are pointing in the wrong direction. The signs are not naming the streets or leading you to the highway. The signs are naming names. Tombstones to mark the dead of children not even born. And I don't mean abortion, I mean what it's become. The signs are telling me to turn back around. The signs are telling me to research my past. The signs are telling me to learn from my mistakes. The signs are asking me questions. I want to watch it all fall apart. Do you have any control? Is there anything that you can do? Time is not a nice person. I know because the sign said it.
Yo, good morning.
Time can be generous,
What's going on?
Time does not get too damn
Let's get it.
So what will you do? What will we do? So I'm in the middle of the street,
Plants
talking to the signs, and people are looking
attacking
at me,
me.
pointing and laughing like this motherfucker's crazy.
All right, let a few more people come in, and we'll get started. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about BlockFi to start. I posted a purchase of some Bitcoin this morning, and some people still think that maybe I'm photocopying these purchases, which is just ridiculous. I'm including Zach, who is the CEO of BlockFi, on it, so that would be the weirdest flex ever. And then, you know, the same joker who's saying that those are fraudulent purchases DMs me and says that he's got information that BlockFi is an exit scam. You know, look, if you get my attention, which I'm trying to give to you guys, and you take the time to DM me and I respond to you, and you're talking just garbage, I don't get it. Like, just, I don't know how lonely you are or what's going on in your life, but I try not to block people because I'm trying to have decent conversations and learn, but it's just dumb. It's, you know, I'm an investor in BlockFi. I know Flory, I know Zach. You know, anything can happen in business. I'm not saying that, you know, they can't hit a wall or make a mistake or something can't happen, but, you know, it's dumb. So, you know, I am an investor. My fund is an investor. You know, I've got, it's one of the vehicles I use to buy Bitcoin. I like the staking mechanism or the interest accounts. It could, just as any business could, make mistakes and miss their targets or have operational issues. That stuff happens. But stop with you have inside information about exit scams and stuff. It's just dumb. And I hate it for, you know, those people who are trying to find their way. And these are the voices that they run into. It's just trash. It's like, dude, troll, you know, go do something else. But anyway, just hodl, good morning. Thanks very much. Thanks. Yeah, bought 53 Bitcoin this morning. You know, I know I told you guys I only wanted to buy 8 more. I've been watching this DeFi explosion and kind of links, you know, parabolic move. And, you know, I've been around a little while in crypto, 5 years or so. I've known about it since 2012. I've been watching it pretty closely. And to see, you know, historically what I saw was like money rotating. It was the same money moving from, you know, one altcoin or shitcoin pump and dump out of Bitcoin. So you'd see Bitcoin kind of drop, that money move into some type of altcoin, that altcoin pump, and that money move and rotate back into Bitcoin. And this was kind of something that, you know, I've never sat down and done TA or had anyone do TA on it. It's something that I've noticed. What I'm seeing now is big time pumps. You know, you've seen $2 billion, it appears, that's locked up in DeFi, and it hasn't really rotated out of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been boring and kind of sideways while this is going on. So maybe this is a new a new trend of new money coming in, people who are interested in other projects. Maybe the money's coming out of Ethereum. I'm not sure, but it's something that I want to explore. So the thing that I'm keying on here, and why I went from buying 8 Bitcoin today to 53 Bitcoin today, was that I'm just shocked about the lack of rotation of money. I'm not seeing Bitcoin drop, money going to Link pump, Link dump, money go back into Bitcoin. It's interesting, you know, and I don't buy a lot of altcoins or shit coins and stuff like that. The stuff I have messed around with, Chainlink God, I think he's crushing it on DeFi. Shout out to Token Sets, and shout out to Camilla Russo, who put me on that whole DeFi game. She's absolutely great. I think she's going to be on the Funky Crypto podcast coming up soon. Pomp's trying to call me. Dude got married this weekend in secret. Didn't even tell us. Didn't even tell his parents. I think his brother was did the ceremony, which is pretty cool. But congratulations to Pomp and Polina. Point. It'll be a good time. Barry Allen, 809. Barry Allen, nice. The flag. Let's get it. Bobby Shell, strong hate rate. We're in the pre-parabolic phase. I don't know where we are with Bitcoin, but man, I'm as bullish as ever. I mean, when you look at the global economic situations that are going on right now, it's really setting up nice if you believe in Bitcoin. So we'll see how it goes. Duncan Rawlinson, haters gonna hate. I agree. Brian Morris, happy Monday. Keep exploring the industry. Great job. No, it's my pleasure, man. I'm just trying to learn and share what I learned with you, and kind of share some of the things that I do with you as well. It's all about like discipline and staying focused, right? So I'll answer some questions in the end. Let's get into just some topics that are interesting. First of all, it looks like it's earnings season is beginning now. So if you're into the stock market, I would watch those channels really closely. I think PepsiCo is one that's going to come out of the gate and disclose its earnings today. The whole thing that I'm looking at is how did COVID-19 and the economic decisions that we made here in the United States and around the world affect earnings. I expect a lot of these companies to report earnings and EBITDA with something that you've heard me and Pomp talk about in the past. It's going to be this kind of asterisk pro forma or economic model that talks about EBITDA C. EBITDA C meaning earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, COVID. And there's going to be a huge chunk of their horrible performance and economic decline just remodeled. And that's the beauty about these economic reports. Like, it's all financial engineering, and if you're not like inside, you really don't have any clue on what's really going on. And that's why I have very little interest in dealing in the stock market. I mean, PepsiCo probably had a 40% decline in their sales, and who knows, their stock will probably go up because all stocks just go up, right? So this is all this all has to do with like the economic recovery, how that's going to play out with an election. So really interesting times for you guys who are out there stock picking and investing in stocks. It's just be careful. It's a dangerous world, dangerous world. So I don't know what the recovery is going to look like. V-shaped, U-shaped. I mean, what you guys think? The next topic that I want to talk about, let me shut that down. Actually, let me keep going. I don't know if that's annoying. Is, I was reading the Wall Street Journal this morning. They were talking about, the topic was blank check boom gets boost from coronavirus. The blank check boom, I'm not quite sure why they call it a blank check. I think they're talking about SPACs. And a SPAC is a special purpose acquisition company. And they used to be kind of like second-class citizens many years ago. It's not a new economic invention or acquisition invention, but SPACs have become kind of the cool chick. Chamath did a big SPAC. I think he raised like $700 billion or something like that, and ditched traditional venture, which I think is pretty cool. Think of SPACs as like a way to backdoor an IPO, and we've had some pretty cool SPACs. I believe they were SPACs come out recently. The DraftKings SPAC is one, and Nikola Corp was another big one. And I think one of the largest SPACs ever is coming around by Bill Ackman, and they're targeting a $3 billion IPO or SPAC, and this one should be the biggest in history, which is really cool. The thing that's kind of what I'm seeing in my world is like everybody is starting some kind of SPAC business. So, take that for what it's worth. I think the guys who make the money on SPACs are the bankers or the underwriters. They're getting paid millions of dollars to set up these vehicles, and then they leave it to the guys to go out and try to raise the capital to then do an acquisition. I mean, that's really how this thing goes down. I don't know what this is. It's not my typical Wu-Tang kind of flavor. Let's see. I'm kind of feeling that this morning. Yacht Rock Radio. Let's see what we got here. All right. I totally blew it on Doge. Duncan Rawlinson. I was just watching TikTok and seeing the kids kind of rage and pump it. I thought it was funny. I put like $1,000, $1,000 in Doge. I bought like 250,000 Doge, and I think it's worth $850 now. I don't care at all. You saw BitLord talking about longing your longs, which I thought was really interesting. His strategy is to take Doge, put it in Poloniex, and use leverage on it and long it, 50% leverage or something. I don't care at all. I don't use leverage. It's something I was just trying to learn about. I always wanted to buy Doge, but and I did. So you don't get them all right, but it's not an investment for people who think I got wrecked buying Doge. I mean, it's just dumb. That's just dumb. Let's see. Bobby Shell, hash rate. Yeah, hash rate, LOL, proofread. I don't know if you're talking about Bitcoin. I think the hash rate hit an all-time high today, which is pretty dope. Really, really dope. Just Hodl. Camilla's book is open today on Audible. Oh, yeah, check that out. Camilla wrote a book on DeFi, I believe, and go check it out. She is really, really cool. I did an episode with her here on Going Parabolic. Check that out if you get a chance. Let's see. The stream quality is not looking great for me. Could just be my connection. It's probably your connection, man. We're up and live. So, Andre P. Morning, Jason. Appreciate the show and insights, mate. What percentage of your net worth is in BTC? I believe Pomp is at 50%. I think Pomp is higher than 50% of his net worth is in BTC. I think it may be 75% or greater, but you should ask him next time you get a chance. I'll ask him and clarify. In terms of my net worth, I'm at right around 12% of my net worth is in Bitcoin, and so that's it. It just has to do with assets. Like, I've been around a decade longer than Pomp, so I've just had the opportunity to collect more assets. It's not a dig at him. The dude's working hard. He's killing it, and it's super impressive. Just Hodl. Jason, do you hold wallet, Bitcoin, and long future government intervene? That's a really great question. I think that right now the government looks at Bitcoin as an asset when it comes to tax law, and that may change. So I think any estate that has Bitcoin or crypto in it, the estate will have to treat it like an asset and property, and that property can be passed to your wife or whoever you're married to, I believe. And we can go through the trust stuff at another time, but the government could use that as a vehicle to take your Bitcoin potentially. So look, I'm not trying to avoid taxes. I've talked to you guys about that before. I do believe in custody, and I like setting up trusts and will. And you've got a plan. You got to plan for taxes. You got to plan for your future. And I think estate planning is just part of it. Don't be stupid. Make sure your seed phrases and passwords and everything is airtight. It just makes sense. I don't know why you would do anything else. So the next topic, and again, this is something I was reading in the Wall Street Journal, which I thought was really interesting, was the whole scientific theory, or some people's theory, that COVID-19 would slow down when the weather got warm. And I think that's totally not happening, which I think is really kind of an interesting phenomenon. I really hope that people take it seriously. I think that some of the trends are way overstated in regards to death rates and stuff. So it's hard to kind of figure out what's what in this COVID-19 kind of pandemic thing that we're dealing with here in the United States. But it appears that some people are trying to take it as business as usual. I think that in Florida they're having an uptick in COVID. Disney World is opening. That's really weird to me. It may be a great opportunity to go ride rides at Disney World with small lines. So Disney at your own risk. But I also think it's really weird. There's this big push to open schools again, even though the COVID trends seem to be kind of flat or increasing in communities, but everyone's like, we got to go back to school. It almost feels like it's a political push because there's a lot of unemployment pressure and employment pressure, and we just need to send kids back to daycare. Really flies in the face of how bad that educational system, the structure of it is. It's like a place to stick your kids for 8 to 10 hours a day so parents can go to work. Seems like there should be a better strategy or better plan. Again, I haven't thought too deeply on it, but as I start to contemplate, like, why is there this big push to send their kids back to school? Parents need to go back to work. The politicians don't want to have that reason as an excuse or some factor they haven't addressed. The factor being parents can't go back to work or go to work because they have to watch their kids. It's probably a reality, but it just seems a little bizarre to me. All right, let's see. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. What is this? I don't know what's going on with music today. Yep. One other thing I thought that was really cool. There's people are still investing, and I saw Google announce that they were going to invest $10 billion in India, and the name of the fund was really interesting to me. It was called the Google for India Digitization, which that just the name was really interesting to me, but it didn't say anything about crypto. It really was just a standard VC type play. They were focused on 4 different metrics: affordable access in local Indian languages, new product and services aimed at Indians. They want to help businesses in India get online. And then finally, they wanted to use technology to allow for people to get access to things like healthcare, and to tackle social issues. So good on Google. $10 billion is a lot of money. I love that we're still investing and still trying to change the world, and that's what this is all about, right? Finally, let's get into a little bit of sports. Huge weekend, and I'm talking about sports, soccer sports, football sports. So huge weekend. It appears that Manchester City won their appeal, so they're not going to get this the Champions League banned, which is a big deal. Economically, it's huge. I think they have a $10 million fine, £10 million fine, or something silly, which is meaningless to Manchester City. But City will have a Champions League spot. So it looks like 3 of them are locked up for the most part. And, you know, it's Liverpool, City, and I think right now Chelsea and Leicester City round out the top 4. But today's a big day. I think if Manchester United win, they go into 3rd place, and it'll be a showdown right into the end of the season. So everything's lining up really cool. I'm excited about watching the match today. I think it comes on 3 p.m. Eastern, and you know, it's just really, really good stuff. So I'm a big sports fan. Love it. Guys, if you don't mind, like this channel, turn on notifications, and subscribe. You know, I'm just here every morning having coffee with you and talking a little trash. Yeah, Yacht Rock Radio. You know, one other thing before we go today, if you guys would do me a favor, for any of you that are in the NFT market or non-fungible token market, if you would start to share information with me. I just bought my first piece of art. It's by an artist named Trevor Jones. Check him out at Trevor Jones Art. And I bought the Cubist Satoshi, which I thought was pretty cool. What I'm struggling with is how to display it. There doesn't seem to be very high quality digital frames or digital art displays. And when you try to get the digital art in a form factor where you can display it on a TV monitor or a monitor that that has the capability to display things like this, you then have to make these weird copies of the art. And I wonder, does that kind of break down the whole that this is an original piece and something interesting if anyone can copy it, put it in some type of JPEG or, you know, a screen capture that allows it to display. So I'd love to learn more about it. It's something I'm super interested in. I'm interested in minting these NFTs and how to display them Really, really interesting stuff. So anyway, go buy some Bitcoin. Looks like it's up today. Really excited about this week, earnings season. Let's go.